compared to the tech we came in with, we really are old-timey space explorers now, huh? Funny thing is, even for all we're doing, you got here and saw this stuff a little before we did. And it seems like you were the protagonist of your own story. You might actually be the reason we didn't immediately die upon arriving here. For all the stuff that was going on, we haven't actually seen any traces of infection yet. Hope that lasts. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Subnautica Below Zero. Alien statue. This statue of unknown origin, assembled with precision out of a block of pure copper ore, appears to represent a creature of some sort, and resembles the centaurs of ancient Greek mythology. Several theories have been posited. The statue could serve as a cultural marker, denoting the presence or authority of a particular race or subgroup of an intelligent alien race. A possible religious artifact, depicting a deity or otherwise noteworthy figure. Artistic expression, an invented form representing imaginative thought. I look at that and all I can see are the ethereals from XCOM. But we do have the ability to build that architect body, maybe. You found the presence of a couple of different artifact caches, and we're actually in a uniquely good spot to go after that now because we have just recently upgraded the sea truck. However, before we get moving, I think it's high time we go back to where we found the earlier pieces and start looking for more additions to the sea truck. Because we really could use a fabricator on board this thing. Right over here, I believe, is where we found those first pieces. I actually got really lucky in happening onto this. Ooh, and there's something we missed. Alright, here we are. Control room, and we already had that. We found it elsewhere. Still, there must be more, right? Ooh, sea truck. You're just giving me things I already have. Tell you what, though, I wonder if I can have this resource marker look for fragments. I can. Now, if only I could have you out while inside the sea truck. In any case, spending more time here is certainly not something I find myself opposed to. Well, we will be spending more time in roughly this area if we bring the sea truck towards Artifact PK-8. And it'll be a good opportunity to try out its new depth module, right? Down we go. Ooh, there's another wreck! It's bridging the gap over this deep trench. Okay, good to know that this is here. Also good to know that we've got our cutter on us, so we actually have the means to check it out. I may not strictly need the light, but it certainly makes this prettier to look at. You know, I was always fascinated by footage of drones exploring shipwrecks. So cool to get to actually do it myself. A reactor rod. Okay, the base will thank me for that. Another battery. Another power cell. We're getting so much for free. Maybe we can finally get the last piece of that thing we've been getting together.
Seek fluid intake.
We found a bunch on the other wreck, but I literally don't even know what this stuff does. There it is. Parallel processing unit. Miracle of Sound, Deep Blue. These are real groups. It's all real, like, licensed music in the game. I don't know how to feel about that, especially with the problems that I had with Subnautica 1. But the parallel processor, what does it do? It's moderately expensive. Component used in various test devices. That doesn't tell me a whole lot, but I get the impression that it's very important. But no time for that now. We'll make one and see if that unlocks anything for us, but for now, we just need to go deeper. Even at this depth, these expulsions continue. Ooh, that looks like a sea truck part. Docking module. There we go. Well, it's actually only one of 3. As the most user-requested Sea Truck edition, the docking module provides capacity to attach one standard prawn suit to it. Excellent. Now we just gotta build a prawn suit. Alien technology. Alien technology. We'll bring the Sea Truck a little deeper, but we're actually very close to the limit. We can at least get its foot in the door, though. Sorry, little guy.
The artifact you found contains traces of information suggesting what has become of my people.
I mean, are those bones a good sign or a bad one? Oh, there's a facility. We can probably get oxygen here. Architect artifact. Fossil excavator.
New technology acquired.
Based on analysis, it's speculated that this artifact is an archaeological tool for finding and excavating fossil remnants. The main body of the equipment is housed between 2 glide rails. The excavator emits a sonar pulse that gathers data on the ground beneath it. When it bounces back with a possible fossilized object, it begins the excavation process. A set of lasers emit from the arms and slowly removes microlayers of material. Once the fossil is revealed, the same carefully calibrated lasers are utilized to break loose materials while preserving the fossil underneath. Fossils can be analyzed using carbon dating and other methods to understand what the environmental makeup might have been millions of years ago, which can be compared to current data to look for trends. I find that so fascinating that we're kind of picking up where they left off. This contains an ion cube, but not much else. The only reason I removed you was because I wanted to see if removing you would unpower something. Doesn't seem so. But we've got the first of 2 artifacts. Funny thing is, this isn't even the artifact we're looking for. But if we're careful and feather this depth, we should be able to get some of the artifacts we're looking for. Another docking module fragment. And it's probably all we're gonna find here, even if it's not our priority. Whoa, there's huge ones! I definitely don't want to be anywhere near that one at bursts. We've got the oxygen to go a little farther. This is more than a little farther. Look, it's like some kind of crystal cave. Large morganite formation. Morganite is a rare variety of beryl, a durable mineral consisting of beryllium aluminum silicate. Its striking purple coloration is an indication that trace amounts of manganese were present during formation. Doesn't seem like there's anything we can do with it, though. Oh, we've got to get out of here. We just don't have the time. Thank you, ghostly choir, for really conveying the magnitude of this discovery. times I feel I just need to let the soundtrack do its thing because, wow.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I got about 30 seconds of patience with you remaining. I wonder, are there any new and exciting rare materials that we can bring up? Or any new depths we can reach? We are so close to 500. The propulsion arm. 1 out of a necessary 2. Jade membrane. This species features multiple circular nodes that are filled with a thin green membrane with a scattering of luminescent white dots. The membrane is mildly sticky and emits a pheromone that draws small fish and microbacteria that get caught in the membrane, then digested. Can't see what you are, but there is a greater presence of mineable materials. Alright, we're not going to push it anymore, but that's it. We've hit 500 meters. There's something. Maybe the last thing. I'm really starting to think that we're getting into prawn territory down here. And honestly, I'm totally fine with building one of those. I'll be honest, I'm not actually super convinced that we'll be able to reach these things from where we are. These things are well below the surface. I think they probably are accessible from that purple cave, but not from anything up here, meaning it is effectively beyond our range. Oops. Ooh, but then again, maybe not. I've been in this biome before, but this goes a bit deeper.
Data that might help with the construction of a new storage medium. You must continue to investigate.
Okay. Let's get down there. If we can make it to a whopping 600 meters of depth and come back, then maybe we can make something happen. We gotta be all hustle, though.
I strongly sense my people's technology nearby. A body component is near.
We can't make it that far. But we have found another new world. Young cotton anemone. Okay, I'll take a couple of those for growing. There's rubies down here. There's also... Oh, one of you. We lost you when we had to restart earlier. Grand cotton anemone. Well, I don't think I can bring you with me. PK8, though, is actually more on this level. Alright, let's start gaining altitude. Huh? We can explore a bit. It actually isn't all that far. You know, since we can't go down all the way. Young cotton anemone is used in advanced construction. We have the triops now, an effective bottom feeder with unusual trioptical vision. I think it's cute. Mouthparts on the underside hoover up and crunch down on small invertebrates on the seafloor.
Fluid intake.
Spending much of its time hiding from predators above, it is camouflaged to blend in with the surrounding terrain when necessary. Forward-facing eyes are unusual in prey creatures, not least 3 of them. Each eye, however, is angled slightly outwards, which gives the triops a field of view almost 240 degrees. Careful use of this powerful faculty is likely what has kept the triops alive to date. Grand cotton anemone. One of the largest multicellular organisms in this sector of 4546b, the grand cotton anemone is hard to miss. This species propagates by emitting a steady flow of spermatozoa, reminiscent of flower pollen, that are forced out of its opening as a result of gas exchange. Periodically, a large egg is expelled. Once fertilized, the egg develops into a planula larva, which drifts through the local environment before establishing itself on the ocean floor. Collect eggs for use in advanced fabrication. Okay, but once again, water proves the limiting factor. I see something hiding down there underneath the cap. Aquarium module. I'm gonna get everything before I get the fabricator. But hey, maybe this way I can haul new and exciting species back with me? Always new stuff waiting for us, although we are gonna end up with an overabundance of salt. Oh, that is so good. This is such a worthwhile thing, and hey, we even have a little bit more energy for you. That'll keep things going more than what we need. So what now? We've got to start seeing what some of these new upgrades will actually cost us to build. So, a headlamp, it requires an ion battery, which we don't know how to make. The fabricator module, still no good. Can't think of a better place for the moon pool than right over the edge of this cliff. So if I can just find a good spot to put it right there, should do just perfect. There we are. And now we can go ahead and dock our sea truck for the first time. Ooh, that'll also enable this to act as basically a power cell charger, won't it? Or at least I think that's how this works, and with 2 nuclear reactor rods fueling this thing, that should actually charge up right quick. You are working that way, right? Is that how this works? Yep, it is slowly but surely charging. That will start to eat into it a little bit. That does actually push against the solar panel and 2 rods, but that's okay. Got this. While the sea truck charges, I'm over here collecting some table coral for computer chips. And I figured I might as well have a look at some of these above ground features. You know, since I wanted to. You know, I had forgotten just how good these things are for water. And I wonder if we can grow them back where we come from. But I'll happily take a sip for now. It actually said we could use our knife to remove... Oh, just pick frost entirely, so it's fine anyway. Oh my god, you guys! I'm not even getting anywhere near your whole fish. There's actually not very many places I'm even able to climb on land. I did promise myself I would come back up and check some things out, but it doesn't seem like a lot of those structures actually have a way to reach them. Could make our way back to the crash site for old time's sake. Look at that, still burning all these days later. I wonder if maybe there's any valuable materials we missed. There certainly are. And I want them. Still, we are freezing very rapidly up here. Ooh, a nutrient block. I guess it's a good thing I didn't have these things in the early game, because I'd gotten along well enough without them, and now they're like a little treat to my future self, or my present self, or my past self. And just like that, let there be prawn. Oh god, I really hope I don't drop it too deep. Maybe I should try to catch it on the way down. Not like there's anything I can do about it. This won't be too bad. Now, let me show you why these are the coolest thing in the world.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
First of all, we get a new AI voice. And also, we can stomp around on the seafloor like this. We get a little bit of vertical thrust from the get-go, a speed burst with left shift, and that's not all, because we also have already found the jump jet upgrade. I need more lead, I need a lot of things at this stage of the game. So I think we should use our newfound depth to sort of safely bring us closer into this still largely unexplored biome over here. I was basically distracted from being able to get as deep as I wanted. You always think you're so deep under the ocean, and then you come to that cliff edge, and you realize you don't know the half of it. We're gonna want to keep off to the side, lights off so as not to attract you. There's certain things I'm trying to figure out if we can extract. Because there are certain really specialized things involved in the creation of advanced materials that I still don't really know how to do. Reaper's Wineglass. Reaper's Wineglass is an unusually oversized, single-celled organism made of 3 parts. The rhizoid, or foot-like root system beneath the soil, the stalk, and the cap. Its single nucleus is located in the rhizoid. This means that if the bulbous cap is removed or devoured by aquatic fauna, it will slowly grow a new cap. No cap? You can get down even deeper. Oh, wait. Is this... Oh, there's something there. Let's just try not to get boiled alive in the process. Oh, you're just a thermal plant fragment. I'm not worried about that. But I do need lithium, and I do need diamond. We've got plenty of uranite. And plenty of urine. I haven't found a good way to recycle it yet. What is that right there? Cooked triops! Hey! Well, it's not unethical if they're stupid, right? We're gonna get the opportunity to try something new today. You'll actually be the first fish we've eaten. Well, so long as you don't count all those bladderfish. Could also probably use some gold while we're at it. No, I was blinded by a school of colorful fish.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
It's a real danger down here. Alright, triops. I think that's so funny that volcanic vents can cook fish. Food 13, water 5. I'll take it. Tornado plates. You guys are neat looking. Tornado plates are an underwater mushroom with an inner cage surrounded by a swirling chitin structure. The mushroom's wildly unusual morphology is not currently understood. Given the wild stuff the scanner is able to spit out, that's saying something. Oh. Who wins? Answer, the shark just kind of gives up after a bit. We insert the jump jet upgrade. You get that. And our vertical thrust becomes a whole lot better, making this thing independently viable. Although we can't feather it, it doesn't seem to stop thrusting until we stop moving in the air. Well, I say the air. In any case, with a maximum depth of 400 meters, this is actually an improvement over the sea truck at this rate, even without its first depth module. We, of course, need to be able to upgrade our vehicles. And here looks like as good a spot as any, keeping some slots open. And if we bring the prawn in, we should be able to do some stuff. Now, the first thing we're going to want is the depth module. Problem being, though, we don't know how to make synthetic fibers. But I can look up how to make synthetic fibers. Spiral plant clipping. Where do we get those? I know they happen a bunch of times an episode now, but we are about to achieve another historic moment for this series. And that's that we have the means to build the docking module. Oh, it's not an inventory thing. You will actually build it right in front of us. What's going to happen when it lands? How do we actually attach this thing? Do we just hitch it up like a trailer? Wow, we really are space truckers. Down you go. Huh. Okay, I'm really excited to see how this works. See, the cool thing about Subnautica is that it's very freeform base building, and the cool thing about the Cyclops in the first game was that it was a mobile base. So here, being able to have a modular mobile base that we can customize, that we can make our own, it really is just safety bubble comfy city. Do I just have to back up onto you? No, seriously, how do I do this? Ah, pilot docking module. There we go. We have to do it from the module itself. And now once it's on there, it's expanded on the inside. Now, we don't just climb into the pilot seat, we can walk around. This is so cool. Okay, so what Subnautica has always understood is that it's the freeform nature of the base stuff that makes it so comfy. It's our own little personalized safety bubble that we can move around in. Like, sure, all of this is cool, but there's just something about being able to walk around in it that makes it feel so much more real, and it makes the separation between us and the outside feel that much more real. I think I talked about this in the first series, but when I was like really young, like 9 years old, I had a dream that I was in a haunted house, right? And there were all kinds of monsters and ghosts, but I was inside this like levitating metal ball, like hardened outer shell, with a little slot that I could look through with bulletproof glass, and the inside was full of pillows and blankets, and that's what I define as creepy and comfy. It's danger, but a separation from that danger. Now I also noticed that we have 2 health bars, one for each module. What happens if we invite the prawn to play as well? Because while we're putting our Legos together, we might as well just smash them in all the most weird places.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
How do we dock you? Oh, you don't climb inside like the Cyclops, we just kind of wear you like a backpack. So that means that we kind of always want this module to be the last in the chain. Once we get the fabricator, we'll want that to be before you. Either way, I think that means we can go check things out. Don't want any attention from them's the guys. So let's just nestle ourselves down in the rock over here. And remember, the prawn can go a little farther than this. Look at that, it's like you're staring directly at me. Oh, those totally are eyes, wow. I don't think you much care about what I'm doing though, right? I feel like there's gotta be something in here we can scan. Oh, like you...
Calorie intake recommended.
Well, these are the spiral plants. Okay, we'll take you guys. Reminiscent of muscle striations, the spiral plant contains a strong but lightweight fibrous material that is useful for insulation and pressure equalization. The spiral plant lives in symbiosis with the vent garden, which provides a safe environment for the spiral plant to grow. In turn, the mesh-like fibers of the plant filter out heavy metals from the vent emissions below. All these different things living in harmony. Yep, spiral plant clipping. I'm not sure how many of these we needed, but I also don't want to completely ruin this environment. Yeah, let me check.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
This is going to be a photo finish in a couple different directions. We're being pursued, we're out of oxygen, and we're fine.
I am picking up the signature of an important item belonging to my people. I will share its location.
Okay.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Great stuff, Alan, but can this perhaps wait until I've got the other things? Oh wow, that one is really far out. But maybe we'll discover another one of our bases in the meantime. We can now make a whole bunch of synthetic fibers. Don't worry, I planted one in the garden, so we don't have to go through all that for this stuff ever again. And now, if we have a look, we should be able to build the prawn suit depth module. I need to grab some more rubies, so what do you say we allow the prawn to assist in its own recovery? There we go. And this is one of the coolest things about it to me. It's allowing us to control our own descent. Oh my, huh. Never mind. Well, we can get a little bit done, but I hadn't realized this is actually going to go beyond its depth really quickly. We need 3 rubies for this thing, and preferably we always want to get more than we can find. Thermal plant, we've already got plenty of that. And we're good to go. Alright, that was our controlled descent. Now how about we control an ascent? Oh, maybe it was just a... There we are. Yep. And the moment we touch ground, we can begin quickly recharging that. We are fully capable of moving this thing around on our own, even without the arms. Well, the arms certainly do make things easier. You can get the depth module Mark 1 and the storage module all in one, just, because we've got the materials. This is the exact opposite of the first game, where instead of scrounging for the bare minimum, I'm coming back with extra. Now, we have plenty of space to put in you, and you. And the crush depth is now 700 meters. So what that means is that our capabilities have just expanded a little bit.
An active volcano detected nearby.
Inactive. Oh, well, that's a path straight through to where we're going. Alright. Are we ready for the drop? Let's just get over here. This could even function as a nice cliff to dive off of. Alright, let's do it. Can I actually climb? Imagine if I could climb straight out onto the Cyclops. I can... not Cyclops, Prawn. I can eject it that way and exit from any module. Our storage is huge.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Let's go. Jumping straight down into the abyss. I feel like Ed Harris in The Abyss. Did I make that joke last time? I'm gonna make it again now.
This artifact could provide useful information. Processing. I can visualize a location where we may find an important component for my body. The image is easy, but I am sure it is correct. A stark surface landscape, dangerously cold. Curved spires stretch to the sky.
It's all coming back to you in bits and pieces. And every piece leads us further on. There are so many of these things calling out to us right now. But we can only start with what's in front of us. Look at this thing right in the middle of... well, you say an inactive volcano, but there is some activity. And it goes even deeper. Ground sampler. This alien artifact appears to be a programmable robot that collects and analyzes samples of soil and rock. Scans indicate the presence of equipment closely analogous to human-built lasers and spectrograph analysis equipment. It seems like the way you build your technology, you position it very much with nature. You don't come in and crack the surface up or do anything to bend it to suit your needs. You just kind of attach your stuff so that it's along for the ride. Now I'm really wondering if this is going to be smart. I'm guessing probably not, which is why we save beforehand. Whee! Woohoo! There's only so low we can go, but hey, being down this volcano is technically our death record. We can even snatch some diamonds from here if we really wanted to. Is that something new on the wall? Nope, you're just diamond.
How do humans cope with the loss of memories?
Like forgetting someone's birthday? I don't know, it just happens.
When you die, some quantity of knowledge is lost forever to the next generation. Isn't that...
I'm warning you, if you call humanity inefficient one more time, I will swim us both into the mouth of a Leviathan.
is that
Might still happen.
sarcasm? I am still having trouble differentiating.
How inefficient?
Efficiency aside, does the loss of knowledge not create complications?
Well, on a personal level, losing someone can be traumatic. But it's harder to process the idea of generational knowledge. Humans aren't networked, so we can't even be aware of what we're losing moment by moment. We try to learn from history. Maybe it's not ideal, but it's what we have.
What happens when you no longer have the memories of others to combine with your own?
You make your own memories and interpretations. You have to experience life as an autonomous being. Discover yourself.
That idea is foreign to me.
I think it's these conversations that I enjoy the most about the new focus on story. I mean, they're just matter-of-fact conversations about the way these two different beings work, and yet it kind of forces you to, I guess, defamiliarize humanity to yourself. To think about things we take for granted as if they weren't always the case. I think the best part is it's kind of up to player interpretation whether you think that it makes humanity look better or worse when you think of it this way. And it certainly helps the presentation of these ideas that we are forced to contemplate them, well, down here at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, you're PK8. Now what we're looking for now is the body fragment. Predators all around, I think the best way to get down deep is going to be actually in this cave amid this tangle of roots. There we go. This may be how we got down earlier. Okay, and as always, once we reach 300 meters of depth, that's when we can prepare for the drop. Alright. I just love how we carry this thing around like a backpack. I mean, it makes it feel like some kind of baby that we have to deploy in battle. I don't know what kind of comparison I'm trying to make there. All I'm saying is it's funny. I find it visually funny, the idea of this thing being worn as a backpack. Down and down we go. We are now at level with some of the other artifacts we're looking for. Straight down it is. We might end up pushing this thing to near the limit. Now, I was thinking before that the red glow means that this place is going to be volcanically active, but it doesn't actually seem like that's the case. What are you guys? Flowering spore. A floating spore emitted by the Grand Cotton Anemone. The spore is slightly more buoyant than water and floats, suspended in its biome and carried along by ocean currents. When the spore brushes against an acceptable surface, it breaks open, and a seed latches on in hopes of growing. Harvest for use in advanced material processing. Benzene! Okay, we'll take a bit more. Does it take up a lot of space? No, it does not. Which means we can do with it as we please. Oh, let's not forget we have tons and tons of space. If we can get a drill arm working on this thing, we can also start harvesting these materials. Every time I go into a new place, it's like excitement on 2 levels. Well, 3 actually. 1 if you count the excitement of reaching a place we couldn't reach before. 2, now we can learn about all the crazy new stuff this year. And 3, we can start exploiting these resources. Okay. I keep losing track of where we're going though. We have to get even deeper. Power still looks good. Health is perfect. It's navigating these caves that's going to prove difficult in the end. Look at this. It's almost like it's snowing. There's a carpet of white grass. Once more, our perceptions of what these things closely resemble kind of colors how we feel about the environments themselves. Down here it goes a little deeper. It's not necessarily pointing us in the right direction, but we can potentially learn something. Look at that, we're seeing some of the same creatures at 500 meters as we do at 100 or 200. things live varied lives, don't they? I wonder if some individuals just live down here, or if they actually do migrate back and forth. Some very interesting flora as well. Loop plant. This terrestrial plant features 2 thick red stalks that intertwine around a centralized green bulb. A series of thin yellow rings grow around the bulb in a decentralized orbit. All I know is I want some for my home aquarium.
Captain.
I thought those bits of dust floating in the air, debris, were the face of some weird creature. Still, at least it's nice and bright down here, right? Could be a whole lot scarier. Oh, look at that. We can actually grab things and put them into our inventory using only the prawn suit. That's really cool. So wait, if I go like that, I can break the rocks and mine things that way as well. I don't even have to get out. Still, it does not seem like this is the way to the body fragment. Alien stuff. Alien stuff, they were here. That's quite the drop-off. Ooh. And it's also, coincidentally, just what I was looking for. You never stop feeling the wonder in this. I love how there's oxygen plants down here, as if there's any possibility that I would actually get down here using only the Sea Glide. Not just a cache, they had a whole base. Alright, Prawn, are you ready to touch air for the first time since the surface? You're not getting through. Do we need a key of some kind? Wait, are you just not gonna let the prawn through? Maybe you just can't fit. Yeah, maybe you're just a little bit too tall. In any case, I can certainly make it. I'm not gonna lie, the movement of the waterfall actually made me think you were moving for a second. Look. It's like some kind of secret garden. Hidden 600 meters below the caves. All kinds of surface species and shallower depth things being kept alive here. Ancient ornamental plant. Molecular scans point to an incredibly slow cell metabolism, which is backed up by carbon dating. The plant cells appear to be engaged in a process known as transdifferentiation. This process alters the state of cells and transforms them to a new cell type over time. Through this process, the plant continuously replaces any poor biological material, allowing it to potentially live for incredibly long periods of time. Or indefinitely? The carefully regulated structure of this plant's cellular biology, and the intentional nature of its display amongst the other alien artifacts, suggests that the architects designed and cultivated this plant for some kind of aesthetic or cultural purpose that we can only speculate about. Even their plants are effectively immortal. Perhaps only their plants. Look at you, we can even get an idea for their cell shape. I feel like this one is definitely taking some cues from Outer Wilds. Because so many things have felt like that. The way we had to swim upwards into a jellyfish-like creature for safety.
This skeleton is very dense, able to handle heavy forces. I got framed for my new form.
Are you okay, Alan?
It is not often that I gaze upon the form of a fallen architect.
Is this place another sort of sanctuary? It's peaceful. Beautiful, even.
As the bacterium spread, the continuation of life became uncertain. This is a place to reflect.
I think I understand.
A place of life. Now this is amazing because in the first game, and I am playing this with the assumption that you know what goes on in that, because the game certainly assumes that, we never really learned much about the architects themselves, only that they attempted to stop this bacteria outbreak, and that they eventually failed to do so, either dying out or leaving. We could see them as cruel, having left the Sea Empress where she was. I mean, they valued their own lives so much that it seems like the loss of even one would be a massive tragedy. They also seem to be empathetic to all other life, even if in the end that's not the way they left things. Is that down to individuals or culture? I don't know, but I mean, this place certainly seems to be a good sign, right? And amid everything that was happening to them in Apocalypse, a place to reflect. Architect's skeletal structure. A dense synthetic skeletal structure made from unknown alien components. It's estimated that the skeletal material would score a 10 on the Mohs test for material hardness. It is highly resistant to shattering due to its incredibly strong impact strength. Do you think maybe we can build something out of it? In the past, I've tended to be very conservation-minded, which is why I don't take a lot of what I see. But I truly don't think there's any reason not to take everything we see. Come on. Pick it up. There we go. My god, it's like the claw machine at the movie theater. What are you doing down here? Even the larger organisms are here. Okay, we need to make a real big show getting to the surface as quickly as we can. Hope stomping on your face doesn't hurt you too much, guys. I mean, you may be beautiful, but my survival comes first. And at this point, we're at risk of starving to death down here. It didn't seem like there was anything edible in this garden, so-called celebrating life. Hey there, Sea Truck. Long time no see. Looks like it's going to be a little bit difficult to attach ourselves at this angle. Can get a little bit awkward. I wonder, do you charge off of this? You don't. You know what? That's alright. I would rather a nuclear reactor take care of that. Let's ride. You can always remove the docking module and move it around separately, independently of the truck. You'll just kind of sit there and hold you, because I guess weight's not a factor. And I guess we can gain some speed and energy by decoupling from you. Yeah, this definitely feels a lot faster. So there are trade-offs. It's cool. It's like they've combined the Seamoth and the Cyclops into one, and added a whole other level of strategy on top of that. I'm home. And I am just as quickly not home. Because we need to expand our accommodations a bit. And I think a good way to do that would be, how do we want to do this actually? Unfortunately, I kind of went and blocked my view with this thing. But that doesn't mean we still can't have a view worthy of the ages. And that kind of puts us right back on track to be where we want to be. There we go. Just need some enameled glass, which I now have the means to do. There's one. And there's 2. I really do go through these diamonds in this save. Right up there. Ooh, we could really use some more hull strength, couldn't we? Just a bit more strength, but we are still not finished. We are going to need a bit more of this. I'm not sure exactly how much it takes. This base may be more secure, but now we have a literal safety bubble suspended in what almost feels like the stars. And I guess it's a good way to remind ourselves that we're doing a little bit better than those who came before. Hopefully that lasts. But if we're to make the most of this, we're gonna need a bed to sleep in. And we can kind of choose which one we want. Jeremiah's bed looks to be the most my style. Danielle's is really comfortable. Fred's looks nice as well. Oh man, these are all good. Tell you what, I like to stand out. And I did find that hers looked quite comfortable. What do you say we go for Danielle's? There we are. Just gotta find the right spot. Perfect. Oh, but we're not done. Using rare, never-before-seen creatures from deep below an alien planet's surface, we could also use an aromatherapy lamp to liven the place up a little bit, right?
The aromatherapy lamp by Quasico can reproduce over 17,000 natural scents captured from hundreds of worlds.
This thing is gonna sell itself. Well, for the first time since we arrived, what do you say we get some actual real sleep? In our wetsuit on top of the covers, no problem.
What happens as you are sleeping? I was being pulled from illogical world to illogical world, with you at the center of them all.
I was dreaming. The brain processes in mysterious ways when we sleep.
Does it serve a purpose? It was such disorienting and fragmented thought. Random images and sensations.
No one is completely sure what it does. There are theories, but every human dreams. Many other mammals, too.
Is it enjoyable?
It can be. We can experience impossible joy, and also impossible terror in our dreams. Sometimes I can fly. Sometimes I call out to Sam and can't reach her. Sometimes I'm in my underwear, defending my doctoral thesis. It's a mixed bag.
Your biofeedback indicates that flying is the most enjoyable dream. I therefore hope you have many more of those. Mainly for my own safety.
Well, you are sweet in your own way, and once more, I really do enjoy these conversations about human nature defamiliarized. And I enjoy my view, so I'm going to get a little more materialistic in the near future. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one, because we have a whole lot of alien stuff to go look for.